What's up, everyone? Online prep coach Alex here, theprepcoach.com. Right now, today, we're going to be talking about a product called Alflutop. This has been around for literally ever. It started off over in that marine fish-based world, and it's really, really heavily used, at least in my practice and my experience with individuals. It's really heavy on the joint, articular cartilage, soft tissue repair side of things. It does a tremendous job of this, and I'm not sure why it's not more, readily talked about, but it's something that's not as readily available, which makes it a little bit harder to purchase. It works extremely amazingly, though. It's super cool. So it does a couple different things, right? So we're going to spell that Alflutop. That's supposed to be a U. So we look at Alflutop. One of the cool things that I love that it does is we're looking at its ability to increase localized superoxide dismutase levels. So superoxide dismutase, remember we talked about that in a couple of videos in the past where we have our actual mitochondria, we have those two layers. Internally, what's really getting in there pretty well? Well, vitamin C, things like that, getting in there kind of, but in reality, we're really looking at that actual chlorophyll, that glutathione, and what are superoxide dismutase. So intracellularly within the mitochondria, those are the three big players. They're doing a lot of that generation action. Remember, this goes back way in the day of whenever things evolved from basic algae. So that's why chlorophyll and superoxide dismutase. That's where the spirulina chlorella come in. So we know that superoxide dismutase has a big ability to drive up mitochondrial action, which is super cool, right? If we have better functioning mitochondria, we can therefore handle inflammation better. We can recover better. We can store nutrients better. This goes on and on, right? What also happens, though, is it directly downregulates inflammation locally. When we are managing localized superoxide dismutase with an Alflutop, it's different than managing global superoxide dismutase with an algae-based product. So we're seeing that increase in mitochondrial action. You could debate if it's biogenesis, if it's increasing functionality. It's doing essentially the same thing at the end of the day for me because our mitochondria are functioning better. It would more matter if you're in kind of like a kill-off scenario, but we don't got to worry about that here. So we have that downregulation in overall inflammation. What else does it do? It drives up direct chondrocyte metabolism extremely well. And I'm going to put plus here, actually. So what we're seeing it doing is in the area locally modulating superoxide dismutase, locally driving up improved mitochondrial action or mitochondrial biogenesis, depending on what you're looking at. We're seeing it driving localized inflammation levels down. We're seeing it driving up chondrocyte metabolism, which has spillover into soft articular cartilage. So now we see this entire conversation of, okay, it's not only making the mitochondria work better and pulling down the inflammation in the area, it's really stimulating growth and repair in that area. And I put plus because there's chondrocytes, there's a couple different things in there that are really part of this whole equation, but it's ultimately resulting in the same end fate of improving soft tissue growth and really repair. Now, although it works amazingly well by itself, it tends to need a somatropic counterpart. So if we look at our somatropic world, this is where the different growth hormones are coming in. This can be an endogenous driver, or it can be a somatropic-based supplement out there. So in general, if we are driving that Alflutop, we tend to prefer to also, and we tend to need additional pressure on that somatropic cascade. You tend to find that whenever we're trying to manage healing, especially of soft tissue, and actually everything in reality, there's a balance. So as one pressure chemically goes up, another one's going down, you have to pull that up to actually meet that demand. There might be a downregulation, or rather an upregulated need for stem cell-based therapy that could come in potentially. Again, now we're talking about stacking things here. It's only going to get better and better if it's endogenously driven stem cell release, something like we talked about before where you're managing that CXCR, STF1 cascade, or if it's exogenously applied, if you're going to a clinic, things like that. So that's, you can add literally so many additional things here to complement this therapy. But Alflutop works tremendously well to recover damaged knees, hips, elbows. Basically, if there's a joint, tissue, soft articular cartilage problem, Alflutop is 1000% going to be the option that you want to look for. As always, thank you so much for watching. Check out thepepcoach.com. See you guys next time.